All right, so along with pushes and pulls, the third category of exercises I like to think about is vertical explosion. So you push, exerting force away from you, pulling, exerting force towards you, and then vertical explosion, exerting force up. So a lot of different ways to do that. I'm not an expert when it comes to perfect form with squats, but I will share what strength and conditioning coaches who I've been exposed to in the NBA and around the world have shown me. So the one thing I'll say, here's a different, you could do this with free weights, or I've got a nice handlebar here. So the one thing that a great strength and conditioning coach told me is basically your feet. First off, your knees, when you come up, you don't want your knees to come in. Okay, your knees should stay out as you push up. Also, he said, think of it as if you're standing on a piece of paper and you're trying to rip that paper apart with your feet. So your feet are not actually going to move out, but you're going to exert force as if you were trying to tear that paper as you come up, right? So you could, if you do have access to a bar like this, I like it because it allows you to do a little bit heavier weight than just free weights in your hands. But as the important part, as I push up, right, my knees stay nice and in line with my hips and wide, right? And with those feet, I'm trying to tear that piece of paper apart. So one of the things that I'll add in after every squat to increase athleticism and explosion is after a set of squats, whether they're a squat on a squat rack or this type of squat or a free weight squat, I like to add in either box jumps or vertical jumps as high as I can after. So a lot of times I may do a set of 10, 8, 6, 4 reps with the squat going up in weight each time, or even a set of 4, 4, 4 heavy weight on my squat. And as soon as I'm done, within 15 seconds, I'm jumping as high as I can and touching something on a vertical leap or doing rapid box jumps after. So a couple other squats. Obviously you have your squat with a bar, right? As you go in, one thing, even when I'm doing this as well, I want to make sure I have a spotter and I'm doing healthy with my back. Same thing, as I come up, my knees stay, they don't collapse in, right? My knees stay in line and I'm trying to tear that piece of paper apart. If you have knee pain, you can try out a Spanish squat. So that's where you put a band just around below your knees, right? And you pull that band tight, right? And so you can have your weights here. And then from this position, you do a squat with resistance, pulling your knees forward. So that's called a Spanish squat. It's a great one for those of you who have knee pain, right? If you're squatting, it's a great variation for you guys to try out. So you can definitely try out that one. In addition to your squats, your vertical explosions, you have your lunges. So you can do that in a lot of different ways. One thing I will say, a little tidbit you can add in, is as you do a lunge, right, you can take your knee and move it just an inch or two out to the side. And what that'll do is that'll force your glute to activate. So if I'm doing any kind of slide back, right, or even if I'm doing lunges and I lunge forward, I may move the knee out so that when I come through, my glute has to be activated, okay? So you can obviously do lunges, just walking lunges, right, where I'm just walking with or without weights, right? I come through, bend my knee out. Don't go too far out with your knee, just an inch or two. You can do slides, and for basketball players or athletes attacking past the defender, I feel like this is very realistic as you make a move. So I slide back. For you basketball players, it's exactly like when I'm going by a defender here, have the ball here, and I'm maybe raking through their arm bar, pushing on me. I want to explode up, right? That's another type of lunge you can do. You can use a furniture slider, the things that go under furniture feet. I'm using an envelope here, a piece of paper will work as well. Slide back if I want to activate that glute. I can go outside, come back in, right? So that's another type of lunge. You can also do a lunge where you're exerting vertical force back. So you do this with or without weights. I step forward, boom, I push back. And I'll do all of that set of 10 or 12 or 15 on that one leg, right? And then I'll go to the other leg, right? So you have a variety of lunges that you can do. One really challenging one, once you've built up strength in your core and your body, wouldn't recommend it to people just starting to work out, but is a double lunge. So you do it without weight. I'll show you how to do it with weight. But that would be, I'm here, I go back, I pause here, and from this position I'm going to explode with 2 lunges. So I'm going to explode up and up, right? I'm going double in that. Okay, once again, go back into a lunge, up, up, exploding. If you're going to grab weight, have that weight in front of you, kind of like this. Okay, so when I go up, I'm exploding and exploding. Down, back, I freeze, get stable, and explode, explode. I'll freeze because I don't want to use momentum to my advantage. I want to be from a static position, practicing explosion from that spot. Okay, so that's another way you can add in your double lunge here. Another great challenge for a vertical explosion is what I call bench drops. And so that's when you're standing here. It takes a lot of balance, but I like to go down and come up right before I touch the ground. I might tap it with my toe, come up. Really got to be strong in your single leg strength, right? But a great challenge, single leg challenge, just like these sliders, these sliding lunges were a great single leg challenge. Those bench drops are also a great single leg challenge. So, a couple more. You have calf raises you can throw in there, especially being at home, even if you don't have access to weights. You can focus on the feet. I like to do a series where I'll go, a certain number of reps, maybe 15 or 20 like this. Then I'll work a different part of the calves by going toes together, and then do another set of 15 or 20 like that. Then we'll go out heels together, and you can add weights if you have them. If you don't, no worries as well. Okay. Then 3 other types of lunges. I'll use my envelope / slider again. So you can go lateral lunge with these sliders. So I go out, come back in, right? That's just a lateral lunge. So now we're engaging our vertical explosion in a different way. You can also go a Cossack squat. So that's where your heel stays down, your toe comes up. So as I step, I go over, step, my toe comes up. So you could do that as well, right? So you can do both of those type of lateral lunges, throw those in there. Last but not least is a lateral explosion, a jumping explosion. I'm not going to jump to my full capability because of the bench and bar here, but what you do is, I like this series. So first, you jump as far as you can and you stick it for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. You can use your other leg for force, your arms. You jump back as far as you can. Stick it. 1, 2, 3. Jump back, stick. 1, 2, 3. Jump. So you're working on exerting force laterally. Now, you can add into there, stick it on one side, quick on the other. So that would look like you explode, 1, 2, 3. On this side, as soon as you hit, you're back. 1, 2, 3, explode, back. 1, 2, 3. Obviously, then you would do it on the other side where you're sticking on this side and exploding back on this side, right? And then the last variation of that would be exploding on both sides. So as soon as you land, you hit, you land, boom, as far as you can. You're jumping as far as you can and land and exploding as quick as you can. So that's your variety, out of breath, that's your variety of vertical explosions. Whether you have access to weights or not, you can still do several of those with just your body weight in an envelope.